welcome to TWF Power or Might. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Renee Young and with Paulie Dangerously. And today on Power and Might, yesterday Jonathan Coachman says we learned that Arrow has the right to take on Asuka for the TWF heavyweight and TWF heavyweight winnings after beating Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre yesterday on Power or Might. You know? And even though that means Drew McIntyre is not happy about what happened yesterday on Collision or Hint. No, he's not, Renee Young says. He's not happy at all, Jonathan Coachman. He truly believes it should have been him. And now I think he might want to come after, Arrow. Due to Arrow having a right to fight Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings. I'll tell you one thing right now, Jonathan and Renee. It truly should be Seth Rollins. He should be the one going for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. And not Arrow. Not Taylor Arrogant, she won Galled in the Boundary. That should be Drew. That should be Seth Rollins. Well, sadly, it is not going to be, it's not going to be Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins got the match thrown out, due to him, to having King Caesar smash Taylor Arrogant, Jonathan Coachman says. So yeah, your man isn't going to be in it. Well, we got Drew McIntyre coming in the ring now, Jonathan Coachman says. And no, he's not happy about any of it. You know what? I am bloody pissed off, and I'll tell you why. It should be me going to fight Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings. But no, it had to be dumb Arrow had to get in it. Aleister Black had to be in it. And sadly, Arrow had to beat me and Aleister Black. Arrow, you think that you're going to stop me from my goal of becoming three-time TWF heavyweight fighter? Well, guess again, because that's not going to happen. You stole what would have been my time, and I'm not going to bloody forgive you for doing it. All right. Enough with all the long heart, shit going on. All right, Drew McIntyre or Drew Galloway or whatever you want to call yourself, man. You win some, you lose some. You take every loss as if everyone is out to get you. You behave as if the TWF heavyweight winnings has your strap on it. As if, you owned it or something. When we all know you don't. You behave as if it's like something that you own. Oh yeah, like you bought it, huh? You behave like it's a house or a Wayne or a Lori and you got a deed to it after you yielded off the home loan or the Lori loan or the Laurie loan or whatever. But it's not like that. And look, any one of us could have won the match. Yeah, it could have been Aleister Black. It could have been you. It could have been me. Any one of us could have won that match. And you didn't see me, make a thing out of it. Yeah. Arrow, you think you're so cool and everything. Well, you're not. In my book, you're just In my book, you're only a dumb DC self. That your show didn't even do so good when it was either a what, CW or 20 to point. So, and I know that you need to get out of the ring now before I do something to you that I'm not going to like. Let me guess. You're going to Claymore kick me. You're going to give me a future shot. Is that right? Is that right, huh? You're going to act like Boldheart, huh? And you're William Wallace, what? Fighting for Highland freedom from England. Well, kind of funny thing, because, you know, that still seems not to be a thing. Well, I'm not frightened of you. And if you want to have a match with me, you know, here today, you know, on Power and Might, I'll do it. And I'll show that I can beat you. Yeah, I know I can beat you. I know I can beat you, Drew McIntyre. Huh. You can't beat me, Arrow. There's no way you can. You ain't got even any overmight to speak of. Now it looks like we're going to get a fight more in the ring, and it looks like we're going to have a match. Ding-ding-ding. Well, here comes Arrow, and oh! Right off the front, Drew McIntyre Claymore kicked it down Arrow, and I know you can't see it that well due to how far, that's as low as a shooter can go. And Drew McIntyre just Claymore kicked it down, you know, and then gave the future shot DDT to Arrow. Renee Young says, you know, Drew McIntyre, you know, doesn't want to be held answerable for anything he says or does, and likes to guilt everyone else for why things didn't go the way he wanted to go. Renee Young said, well, I could tell you one thing, Paulie Dangerously says. If Drew McIntyre was one of my buyers, and he bought me as his overseer, well, the truth is, none of this would have been happening. You know, Paulie Dangerously says. And look out, Drew McIntyre's gonna, so you're saying if you were Drew McIntyre's overseer, this wouldn't happen, Jonathan? You were saying that? Paulie Dangerously, you're saying if he was one of your buyers and you were his overseer, that this wouldn't happen? You know? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Drew McIntyre just missed. He wanted to do a Claymore kick, but this time Arrow got ready and Arrow body slammed him. And Arrow's the one that has the right, you know, to take on, Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings. And now Arrow coming off from the top rope and landing down on Drew McIntyre like Flash Funk did and his run, like Flash Funk and Two Core Scorpio would do, Jonathan Coachman said. Renee Young said, but will that splash give him the 1-2-3? I think it's going to take more than that to beat Drew McIntyre, Paulie Dangerously said. 1, 2, and a kick out. Well, it looks like Arrow might have to go back up and do the hold again, Jonathan Coachman says. Wait a minute. Here it comes. Oh! And this time Drew McIntyre just Claymore kicked it Arrow in the leer whenever it came from the top steeple, Jonathan Coachman says. I think this match is over, Renee Young said. Yeah, Drew McIntyre's going to beat Arrow. He's going to beat another DC self, you know, whose show didn't do very well on CW, or was it 28 a point where it was on? I don't know. 1, Paulie Dangerously said. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Drew McIntyre. Well, Drew McIntyre, or Drew Galloway as he was known in EPW and ICW and TNA, or Drew McIntyre in WWE, has beat Arrow. But keep in mind, Jonathan Coachman says, Arrow still has the right to fight Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings due to him beating Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black yesterday. That was not on stake. Jonathan Coachman says. That's right, Renee Young said, even though now Drew McIntyre can go tell everyone that he beat Arrow, but it's still not going to give him the right to fight for the TWF heavyweight winnings, Jonathan Coachman said. Well, that's right, Renee Young says. It might give him something to talk about, but it's not going to give him the right to fight Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Well, I can tell you one thing right now, Paulie Dangerously says. It's going to give him what he wants. He's not doing it. He just showed he could beat Arrow. And if he could beat Arrow, then he could beat anyone. Hell, he could beat Asuka. Paulie Dangerously says. Alright, thank you. Take it away, Joey Styles. Thank you, Jonathan Coachman and Renee Young. I'm going to be talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Powerrr or Might. Alright, Drew McIntyre, you beat Arrow here today on Powerrr or Might, but you're still nowhere near of fighting for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Well, first off, Joey Styles, I beat Arrow to show everyone that I could beat that DC self. Next, my next goal is to go after Asuka for the TWF heavyweight winnings. Well, I'm sorry, Arrow has that right due to him beating you and Aleister Black yesterday. Taylor has the right due to her winning Galled in the Boundary. I could care less if Arrow has the right or Taylor has the right. Two non-wrestlers still having the right, huh? Well, guess what? I could bloody care less. It's going to be me fighting Asuka. Not Arrow, not Taylor, me. And I daring Taylor to have a match with me, because what I did to Arrow, I can smoothly do to her too. Well, that's my talk with Drew McIntyre. Back to you, Jonathan Coachman and Renee Young. Well, thank you, Joey Styles, for talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Powerrr or Might. And that's all the time we got here for Powerrr or Might. I, Jonathan Coachman, with Renee Young, with Paulie Dangerously. We hope you like Powerrr or Might, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw.